Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host Sandman. Today I'm going to be picking an American Lock Edge padlock. Let's get into it. What is an American Lock Edge? First off, let's just take a look at this key and appreciate how goofy this thing looks compared to other American locks that we are familiar with. Let's talk about what it is probably most similar to. So we have the American 1100 padlock here. This is the quintessential lock for intermediate level lock pickers. This is a green belt lock on the karate belt ranking system devised by the folks over at Reddit and Discord. So if you were to rank all the locks in the world from like 1 to 10 or 1 to 9 or 1 to 12, and this would be a level 4. This is a green belt lock. Once you can masterfully start picking these locks, you can consider yourself an intermediate level lock picker. You're an official lock picker in my book. What makes these things so unique is they have a much smaller key and knob core. So this is a key and knob American lock. They're owned by Master, and this is a traditional key and knob cylinder that you see in a Schlage or a quick set lock, something similar to that you see on your door or at a commercial building. So this is a Schlage. This is an American lock. Master locks are the same size as well. So this is a much smaller core, therefore the pins are much closer together. The pins are a little bit smaller as well, so it does take a great deal of dexterity to be able to navigate through this. On top of this having 6 pin stacks, most of these are only going to be pinned up to 5 pins. It's really up to the locksmith to add that 6th pin, which is a huge failure in my opinion on Master Lock doing that with these American locks. If you have 6 pin chambers, you should fill them all up. I believe this is highway robbery at this point when you don't do that. But what makes them difficult and unique is that these do have all security pins. All the driver pins are going to be serrated or spooled or mixed, and we do sometimes come across those key pins being serrated as well, so you will never know if you're oversetting your pin stack or not. So moving forward, let's talk about the American 1100 keyway. So this is an American 1100 lock. It's very iconic for its head shape and the logo there. You can actually date American locks based off of the type of logo and the type of key that they have, and there's nothing unusual about it. Just five pins. I mean, you would have to have, I guess this is like an American AM3, and I think an AM5 is the 6-pin version. Somebody in the comments will correct me on that, but this is just 5 pins. The Edge keyway system, on the other hand, has 6 pins. 6 pins, and the core is riveted in. So we have that 6th pin over here. It's also got these 2 little dimples here, a dimple on this left side and a dimple on this right side. And that is just for key control. And let's talk about that. So American Lock being owned by Master Lock, about the Edge key control. Edge key control, exclusive and patented system from the Master Lock company. What is key control? Authorized key management. You establish and control who is authorized to purchase copies of your facility's keys and where the duplicates are made. Additional security method from key control. Key control is distinct from and in addition to the physical security of padlocks. What is Edge? Total control and protection. With Edge control, a customer is assigned an innovative virtual keyway, a patented and exclusive cylinder, and key designed by Master Lock Company. And that's really all this is. It's just key control. I can't take this to Walmart and get it duplicated. I can't take this to my local locksmith and just get it duplicated. The local locksmith has to have these keys, which is going to be very specific to the end user or customer's proprietary keyway that they have purchased or had designed for them. That's essentially all it is. So these dimples here, though, man, I didn't even really check to see if there's actually any dimples in the lock. These are just for key control. That's all it is. I don't think there's an actual added security feature that we're going to find out real quick here, that we don't have. We don't interact with anything like that. It kind of reminds me of the Multi-Lock Interactive in that regard, where it has an interactive element in the key that doesn't do anything. It just keeps you from duplicating the key. So let's just go ahead and move into that. So we do have a 6-pin core. It should be a little bit more difficult than a standard American 1100. However, this particular core is riveted in. I do not have the ability of actually removing this core in here. This guy is riveted in there. So we get what we get. I don't know if there are wafer or master pins in this lock. I don't know how many pins are serrated or spooled, but we are going to try to find a way to get into this. So first off, we're going to pick conventionally clockwise. If that gives us trouble, then we can always go counterclockwise and use a plug spinner to get back over to here and actuate that locking pawl to release the shackle. That's something we could do when anytime we walk up to a padlock and the padlock has this spring fit in the shackle here. We know that there's ball bearings, and there's those ball bearings are probably interacting against that core here. So we are in the lock state. Let's go ahead and give this a try. So I'm going to be using a Covert Instruments in 20 thou, and I'm using another Covert Instruments turning tool in 40 thou for this particular lock. Actually, I'm going to switch out to my Covert Instruments 20 thou, but I'm using the medium rounded hook. So let's try pin number 1, nothing on 1. Pin number 2, binding. Big click out of 2, false set. Pin number 3, nothing. Pin number 4, binding. Counter rotation on 4. I got to click out of 4. Let's go to pin 5. Counter rotation on 5. Nothing on 5. 5 is not ready yet. Pin number 6. Counter rotation on 6. I'm going to do some float picking here, kind of so I don't break my pick. Number 6 is just not ready. Let's go back to pin 1. Nothing on 1. Pin number 2. Big click out of 2 again. Not ready to be set. But let's try pin number 2. See if we can get out of that false set. So I get some counter rotation on 2. Let's see if we can assist it. Oh, we got an open. So I didn't feel any clicks on, if I remember correctly, 3 and 6 for certain. I'd have to go back and look at the tape. I would have to say that this definitely has some master wafers for me to just need to set, 3 of the 6 pins. So we do have an open, and I'm going to go ahead and just take that. And that being said, for having so much engineered into this, with this edge system here for proprietary keyway control, authorized key management, blah, blah, blah. I have a whole page, a whole write-up here on how secure this system is for key duplication. I only had to set 3 pins to unlock this lock. I've had American 1100 locks that put up much more of a fight with just 5 pins, and they don't have the proprietary, exclusive keyway here, and that's kind of sad. I do like the lock. I think it's a beautiful lock. I think it's a very neat idea as it pertains to security. This is something I would have in a situation where I don't want somebody to take my key and go to a locksmith and have the key duplicated. In that regard, that's really good. But this is not going to thwart the average lock picker who has maybe, 2 months, a month worth of experience just sitting around on their couch watching Game of Thrones and picking locks. So that's all I really have to say about this. It's a good lock. Sometimes it puts up a decent fight, and I'll pick it in the opposite direction and then use my plug spinner. But there's just no need to even do that now. I've been being pretty consistent with this lock. I got this lock yesterday in the mail from my my contact on Discord, who's a locksmith. I really appreciate it. I think this lock was maybe just $12, but I knew I had to add it to my collection. I really like the lock body in comparison. It's neat to have an 1100 size body that's in an all brass, format. I think it's really nice, but man, they sure do fail on the security in this guy. It's got to have master wafers in here to be so easy. But that being said, that's the American lock. It's a Series 40, 6-pin edge key control, and that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Mr. Sandman, bring us